Hello, second grade Smarties, and welcome to Lesson 7 in iReady Math. So we have wrapped up our addition and subtraction strategies with adding parts and more than two parts. Now we are moving to adding two-digit numbers. So I want you to think back to first grade when you saw something like this. Does this look familiar? So in 23, that is a two-digit number. 23 has two groups of tens, so two tens. And how many ones? 1, 2, 3, and 3 ones. So we talked about recognizing that numbers can be split into groups of tens and ones. We also learned last year how to add two-digit numbers. So we added numbers like 23 plus 14. And this looked like 1, 2, 3, 4. And we started with our ones. So we had 7 ones because 3 plus 4 is 7. And then we moved on to our tens because sometimes we discovered that we could have more than 9 in the ones place. So we always start with the ones. So we had 7 ones and how many tens? 3 tens. So we also learned about adding numbers that have more than 10 in the ones place. So, for example, 18 has 1 10 and 8 ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So last year, we learned that we could add our ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Uh-oh! We have 10 ones, which could make a group of 10. So we would have our 1 left over, and we would have a 10 move over into our tens place. And sometimes we could look at it like this. We know that 3 plus 8 made 11. We can't have 11 in the ones place. It doesn't belong there. So we keep the 1 in 11, and we took our 1 10 to the tens place. Our ones like to hang out with the ones, and our tens like to hang out with the tens. So then we had 11 ones, so we kept the 1 and 11 in the ones place and moved the 110 to the tens place. So 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 1 more is 4. So 41 is 4 tens and 1 1. So think back to last year when we were talking about place value. That's what place value is, understanding numbers in groups of tens and ones. Now we're going to move on to our instruction book. So go ahead and get your instruction book, and we are going to work on this together. All right, let's look at the first page. It says you know how to add one-digit numbers. One day, Jack found 27 cans to recycle. The next day, he found 15 cans to recycle. How many cans did Jack find altogether? All right, let's look at what it asks us in A. It says circle groups of 10 in the picture of 27 cans. So we have 27 cans. So I see 7 cans right here. So there's our ones. And in 27, I have one group of 10 and two groups of 10. So in 27, how many tens are there? 1, 2. I circled 2 groups of 10. So there are 2 tens. And how many ones? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. It says circle groups of 10 in the picture of 15 cans. All right. So each group I'm seeing they did it in groups of 5. But it wants us to circle groups of 10. Well, 5 is not a group of 10, so I'm going to have to figure out how many I'm going to have to circle to make one 10. So 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to circle both of those groups because together those groups of 1 made one 10. So in 15, there is one group of 10. And how many ones left over? 5. All right. So now it wants us to figure out how many 10s are there in all. So look at the circles that we made on our instruction pages. How many groups did we circle? We circled 3 groups of 10s. So 3 groups of 10s is the same as saying 3 10s. And it says how many ones are there in all. So the parts that we did not circle are our ones. So we had 7 and 27 and 5 and 15. What is 7 plus 5? 12. So we had 12 ones in all. Uh-oh, I see something wrong. Do you see something wrong? We cannot have more than 9 in the ones place. So in 12, how many groups of 10 are there? There's 1 10 and 2 ones. It says, how many cans did Jack find? Show your work. So here is what I'm going to do. I am going to draw out my picture using 10 rods and ones. And I'm going to do it right here in the middle. So I'm going to make 27, so 2 10s and 7 ones. And I'm going to organize my ones into columns of 5. So 5, 6, 7. And in 15, I had 1 10 and 5 ones. 3, 4, 5. Now you could show this in a different way too. You could do 27 plus 15. You could line up your 2 digits and separate them that way. That works. But I'm going to draw a picture so I can see what this looks like. So I have 27 plus 15. All right, so I always start in my ones place. So I am going to see, I am already seeing that I have more than 10 in the ones place. So I cannot have a 10 in the ones place. So I am going to circle this group of 10 because 7 ones plus 5 ones makes 12. I'm going to move this over to my 10s place. Because this is a 10, it belongs with the 10. So now I have 2 ones left over. Now I am going to count all my 10s. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I am adding like so down here, I had 2 ones left over. I had to take a 10 to the 10s place. I had 1 10 plus 2 10s is 3, plus 1 more is 4. All right, it says you can add 2-digit numbers in many ways. Here are some ways to find 27 plus 15. So this is what Miss Mason did. I used my base 10 blocks. I showed 27 right here, and 15. I put my 10s together and my ones together, and I found that I could make a group of 10 in our ones place. I could also line these up to go to the next 10. So in 27, I could add 3 more to make 30, and then I could add another 10 to make 40, and I would have 2 left over. Now, I'm going to be very honest with you, friends. That strategy is really tricky because you have to keep track of how you are breaking down your numbers. Okay? Miss Mason also showed that you could add 10s than ones. So they went ahead and broke 27 into 20 plus 7 because 2 10s is the same as the number 20 plus 7 ones. 15 is 10 plus 5. Okay, so what they did here is they added their ones. So we know that 7 plus 5 is 12, and then they added their tens. So we could easily do it this way too. 30 plus 12 more equals 42. So there are so many different strategies that we can do to solve these problems. Think about which one would work best for you. Maybe drawing it is going to be the best strategy for you. Maybe adding your tens and ones separately and then putting together is going to help you. Okay, we have one more problem. It says, show 2 ways to add 49 plus 26. So they already gave us our base 10 blocks. So one way we could add it is to put all of our tens and ones together. So in 49, how many tens do we have? How many 10 rods do we have? We have 4 tens, okay? And in 26, how many 10 rods do we have? We have 2. So far, I have 4 tens and 2 tens, so that makes 6 tens. And in 49, how many ones do I have? I have 9 ones, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And in 26, how many ones do I have? I have 6. So I'm going to keep going after 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What are you noticing about our ones place? What do we have too many of? We have too many ones. I have 15 ones in the ones place. What can I do to help move some of my ones to the tens place? I can find a group of 10. So I see 5 plus 5 plus 5. What 2 parts could I add to make 10? I could add 5 plus 5. So I'm going to take this 10, move it over here, boop, and now I have 7 tens. And how many ones are left over? How many did I not circle? And I have 5 ones. So 7 tens and 5 ones is what number? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 75. So 75. That's one way to show it. I can also add tens then ones. So 49, I can break that into 40 plus 9. 4 tens and 9 ones. In 26, I can break it into 2 tens, which is the same as 10, 20. 20 plus how many extra ones? 6. All right, friends, remember you're working this out with me. All right, so we're going to add our ones and then our tens. So 9 plus 6. If I pound and count that, what would you get? We would get 15 ones. We can't have 15 in the ones place. It's a 2-digit number. Ones place can only have 1 digit. And in our tens place, we have 40 plus 20. Well, I know I'm going to have 0 ones, and 4 plus 2, we have 6 tens, so 60 plus 15, and we already know that will make 75. We could also line it up this way. If we wanted to, we could do 49 plus 26. We could add our ones. We know we can't have 2 digits in the ones place, so 15, there's 5 ones. Move that extra 10. So 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 2 more is 7. Whew! All right, Smarties, that was a lot of learning, but I know you've got that growth mindset because you can do hard things and you can find what strategy works best for you. All right, Smarties, I hope that you are having a fantastic day of learning. Keep that growth mindset. Good learners do hard things. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow with another lesson about adding 2-digit numbers. Bye, guys, and happy learning.